Hi Edward, this is Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. I'm here to do your hitting evaluation. So let's get started. First thing we talk about when we do these evals, Edward, is your setup. Kind of how you get set up to hit. Okay, so let's talk about that. From a stance standpoint, I really like what you do there. Nice parallel stance. You're in a good position from a standpoint of being athletic in the batter's box. You should have pretty good balance based on your stance. Okay. As we move up your body from a hand standpoint, your hands are high enough to create the right kind of route to the baseball from that angle. It's pretty good. What I can't see very well in the video, Edward, though, is your hands from a setup standpoint. I'm looking at your back elbow, which leads me to believe that you probably have your big knuckles lined up with your little knuckles. The big knuckles on your top hand with the little knuckles of your bottom hand. And it's really important, Edward, that we have both sets of knuckles lined up. Little knuckle to little knuckle. Okay? That'll keep that bat in your fingertips. Makes your hands quicker, and you get a chance to use your small muscles, which are your fast muscles, versus your big muscles, which are usually your slower muscles. So really important to have that bat in your fingertips. Okay, so let's go through a swing here and see what we got. Okay, so the first thing I notice, buddy, is when your stride foot lands, is that it lands in an open position. Okay. I want that foot, buddy, to be like that when it lands. Okay? Really important that you don't let that front hip, which right now is already starting to open up, and it's way too early for that hip to be opening up. So your front hip right now is starting to open up, which is going to lead to a premature front shoulder being open. Okay? And we don't want that. So make sure you land square. Your stride foot should land just like it looks right now. When your foot hits the ground, your foot should be closed like that. In order to hit with power, in order to hit the ball farther and harder, all the things you want to do as a hitter, we have to create resistance from your backside to your front side. As we go through your swing here, watch your back knee now. Okay, you do a really good job of driving that knee forward. But because your front foot's open, you're not pushing that knee against anything. We need to push that knee against that front side. We have to hit against a closed, firm front side. Okay, so we got to get that foot closed. We got to get that front foot closed. Critically important for your development as a hitter. Okay, so let's look at your bat path, where your bat goes. Okay, not too bad a job right there, Edward. That's pretty good. You know, I prefer to have my hitters with their barrel at this point right here, more like this. You know, at that angle, rather than wrapped around your head. But that's not too bad a job there with that. Okay, let's go back to our point of contact check. Okay, so you're out in front a little bit, which that's okay. I mean, that's going to happen once in a while. We don't want it to, but it's going to happen. Okay, so a couple things we want to look at. We look at this right here. At contact, that's pretty good. There's a little bit too much bend in your left arm, buddy. See how that arm goes like this and like that? That arm at contact should be straight. Now I think you can get that fixed by just fixing your grip. A lot of kids that have their knuckles not lined up have a tendency to bow that front arm out a little bit. We don't want that front arm bowed out. Okay, so the other thing I noticed, Edward, is your back foot, your back toe. Okay? You're just about to make contact, and the only thing you have in the ground is the tip of your toe on your back leg. I'd like to see that at contact. I'd like to see that back foot like this. Right there. Or right there. But not there. You can't tell me you can push that knee down as hard as you have to do it to be a successful hitter with your toe, just barely on the ground. Stay connected to the ground, buddy. This is where you want to be hitting that baseball right there from a back foot standpoint. Okay, so let's talk about your upper body. Okay, let's see where you are at contact. Okay, so it appears to me that you're probably, your belt buckle is facing probably just to the right side of second base, which isn't too bad. Okay, I want to show you, Edward, where I want it to be at contact. Right there. If you were making contact right there, boy, we'd have something. If that foot was turned and you were on the ball of your back foot, we'd have something there. If you're at this position of contact, Edward, you have a great opportunity to hit any kind of pitching. Inside, middle, or middle away. But as you guys that have a tendency to rotate a little bit too much to the contact point and get their belt buckle facing, the pitcher or second base, they have a tendency to have a hard time hitting balls in the outer half. Oh, they can make contact, but not, they're not driving that baseball. We want to drive that baseball, buddy. We want to drive that baseball. Okay, so we got to make sure we stay square to home plate longer. Okay, let's watch a couple of the swings, and we'll stop you right at contact. Okay, same kind of, so almost the same thing. Your front foot's open. You're on the back, just barely on the back toe of your foot. Your front arms, your bottom hand of your arm, your left arm is bowed out a little bit, and you're out in front again. Now this pitch appears to be on the outside half, and you can see what happens to you right there. You're just barely hitting that ball on the end of the bat, and that's because of how far you're rotating. Okay, and how far out in front you are. Okay, we just can't rotate that upper body that much. That rotation is going to happen, but it happens after contact, not before contact. Okay, let's check your finish on the next swing. Okay, again, if in a perfect world, Edward, you'd be making contact right now with that leg, with your back foot like the way it is, with your chest the way it is. That's where you want to make contact. So that shows you that you are, you might be dragging that barrel just a little bit, okay? But you should be hitting the baseball right now. The baseball would have to be, obviously, in here someplace. But from where your body is right now, that's when we make contact. That's how square we have to be to home plate. Right now, your body is pretty square to home plate. And that's where we want to be. If we want to handle all kind of pitching, that's where we want to be, right there. Okay? Okay, let's see where you are at contact again. Okay, up in the toe. Out in front again. Left arm bowed out. Okay, so those things have to be taken care of. Like I told you before, I think the grip will take care of that bonus. Okay, let's see what your finish does. Okay, very nice finish, Edward. Very nice finish. Don't change that at all, buddy. Don't change that at all. But we need to get that rotation thing squared away a little bit. So when I email your parents your hitting evaluation, in the email is going to be a couple of links to YouTube, to a couple of videos that I did for you on some drills to help you stay square. One is called dead legs and one is called split legs. I want you to do those drills, and that'll really help you get a sense of using your hands and not using your shoulders so much and rotating so much. Okay? Okay, Edward, well, I want to thank you for coming to the camp, and we look forward to seeing you at the next ABC baseball camp. Thank you.